Hello internets, Jesus loves you. My name's Cody and this is a Christian news show we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with geeksundergrace.com. And I'm sure this video is going up kind of late. I'm sorry. And our first story of the day really isn't about the story, but the headline. See, there's this town in Texas called Hawkins, and they had a sign that said, Jesus welcomes you. And of course, as always, there was an atheist group that was like, we don't like that, it's offensive. You're stepping on my right to have freedom from religion. And so Hawkins City Council looked at it. They did find out that it was on public property, so they removed it. The thing that got me though, and I don't know if they were joking or not, was that in the article title, it said, is this a sign of the end times? Yes. Yes, it is. You may or may not know this, but every single thing ever is the sign of the end times now. And I've never understood this. Maybe I have this wrong, but I have always thought that it was pretty widely agreed upon that the last days started after Jesus ascended. Haven't the last days been taking place over the last 2,000 years? Like, it's possible that next year, rapture. It could also be possible that 2,000 years from now, rapture. We don't know. So I guess technically, yeah, everything could be a sign of the end times, but if that's the case, maybe we don't need to point them out then? Like, I don't point out every time that I breathe. I just breathed. I just blinked. I just paused because I couldn't think of anything else to say. Dash rant. And this is going to be kind of a lighter episode, but I also want to talk about Mark Wahlberg. The Pope is in town, so every single Christian news site is talking about the Pope. So Mark Wahlberg was at this thing called the Festival of Families, and the Pope was there also. In fact, he was sitting on this throne thingy on the stage. That's not weird to anyone at all, him on a throne. Christian, no? Okay, anyways. And Mark Wahlberg came up to speak right before a choir finished. And so once the choir was done, he said, you know, that was the voice of an angel, but this little kid in the choir whispered in my ear that he loved Ted. And if you don't know, Ted, rated R stoner comedy, not really for kids. Mark Wahlberg tells him that. But he asks the Pope for forgiveness, and then he says he hopes that the good Lord has a sense of humor about the movies that he makes. And I found that really interesting because I do think that God has a sense of humor, but I don't think he was a fan in any way of the movie Ted. I'll never forget watching This Is the End. Terrible stoner comedy. Would have been one of the best Christian movies ever because in the end they go to heaven. But of course, as Hollywood does, they got saved by their works and not by God's grace and forgiveness. And so it kind of ruined the entire thing. But I mean, this awful movie is vulgar and stupid comedy. If in the end it would have glorified God, I think God would have been okay with it. It would have shown very well the imperfectness of this world. But going back to Ted, like nothing about that was God glorifying in any way. It was hilarious and stupid, just not God glorifying. And I just, hearing Mark Wahlberg say that he apologizes for some of the movies he makes me hope that maybe someday he'll make a movie that does glorify God. You know, let me get something fruitful from the content you're making. And from that, we go to the final story of the day, which is about Bansky. You may know about him if you heard about Dismal Land. I'm really sad because I was hoping I could go to this Disney parody amusement park someday, but it's being torn down for a better cause. The entire amusement park is being transitioned into a shelter for refugees. See, we don't always end on a sad note. That is awesome. And so I have to give it to the guy. That is pretty fantastic. There isn't a date right now on when this will happen. I don't know if it's starting immediately or down the road. Hopefully the sooner the better. I'll try to keep you guys updated if I see anything else about it. Question of the day, where do you guys draw the line on what media you consume? You draw that line as well as you'd like to? I know for me, like, I definitely watched Ted. I thought it was hilarious. Probably not the most Christian thing to do, but I did it. I want to know what you guys have to say, so please leave a comment in the comment section below with your answer. Make sure you check out geeksundergrace.com for more geeky content. My name is Cody Armour, bringing you Christian news every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in a not-so-boring kind of way. Almost messed that up. In closing, let the haters hate, let the Christians pray, and to everybody like, subscribe. I will see you later, and God bless.